Hey there, REMPCs. Welcome to Rules of Cool, where we interview very special guests, creators, gamers, designers, and world builders. I'm your host, Rem, and today we are going to chat with one of Rem Alternis channel's own, John McDonald, playwright, streamer, podcaster, pop culture aficionado, and goofball. This week's giveaway is a free PDF of Shadowrun 6th World Core Rulebook, Seattle Edition. Type hashtag REMPC in the chat for your free entry to win. Now, we have some news in the Rem Alternis world. The relaunch of Mobius Worlds Publishing's Kickstarter, Nocturne by Night, is launching on Tuesday, October 11th. The renowned superhero RPG Prowlers and Paragons is releasing an all-villains supplement to the Blood and Justice setting. You can follow the project at the link in the chat so you don't miss out. Next announcement, we have new ways to enter our weekly drawing to win our giveaways, and now you can interact with the cast and characters in Shadowrun Emerald Glitch here on Gen Con TV. We all know by now that you can type hashtag REMPC in the chat for a free entry to win, but now you can subscribe to Gen Con TV, which gets you 7 entries to win. I almost messed that up. And 4 edge to give to the player of your choice. But wait, there's more. Channel points can also be used to impact the game. 500 points equals a NERP, which is 3 extra dice to any roll. 1,000 points is a point of edge to the player of your choice. And 2,500 points is 4 edge to the player of your choice. But wait, there's more. Bits can also be used to impact the game and get you bonus entries for the giveaway. So 100 bits will get you NERPs, which again is the +3 dice, and 1 additional entry to win. 200 bits is a point of edge and 2 extra entries to win. And 500 bits is 4 edge and 5 entries to win. So come play with us, impact the run that we're on, and we'll be ruling the streets in no time. Now, time to get right into our conversation for this week, so stay tuned, REMPCs. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to my guest today. Hi, John.
Hello, America, North America, South America, all the Americas and everywhere in between. I've gotten lots of messages to make sure I include other places besides America in my hello as Banabon. So,
well, you're talking to someone who is in Canada, so
true, which is part of North America, famously.
Yeah, we have guests for Gen Con TV from all over. So welcome to the show, everyone, and welcome, John. I'm really excited to talk to John today because John is a regular face and voice on the Rem Alternis channel, which is twitch.tv/Master of Rem. And so, John, we're going to learn all about you today.
Oh, good. I'm an Aries, so I love learning about me. It's great to help people. Actually, the first thing is that what's really cool about the Shadowrun giveaway is that I helped to write some of the missions. So if you were at Gen Con or Origins, you got to play one of my missions, maybe, depending upon what table you sat out. So it's really cool because it's super personal to me, and people really liked what I wrote. So I'm excited for many others to experience the sensation, as it were.
So one of the official Shadowrun missions writers now. Moving on up, John.
It's true. It's great. It's a really cool thing professionally because in other things I do, like playwriting, I spend years doing projects, so I don't get that like gratification of feedback right away. And it's really nice to spend 3 to 4 months planning a mission and then to hear if people liked it or if things need to be kind of rejiggered. And I appreciate that the team puts up with my shenanigans because famously Math is not my strong suit, so Shadowrun is not always easy for me during the playtesting phase. But they like me and they put up with my shenanigans, so I appreciate
Excellent.
that immensely.
Well, speaking of Shadowrun, let's kick off here with my favorite question that I ask everyone that joins the show. What is your history as a gamer?
Sure. So I am, as a kid, I lived in the Midwest in Indiana. And famously, when I was little, we had that kind of lovely satanic panic in America where people were burning their buddy dolls because they had seen the Chucky movies. And so I come from a time where D&D was not talked about much, even if people were playing it in my neighborhood, because parents had tendencies to burn things, which is not great for the books or for the people playing them. Not good for the books, no. And so I didn't really get involved in anything outside of like Scrabble for a long time, and then I didn't get involved in officially anything with graph paper and dice until probably Job Corps, which was after college. And then it was like a weird one-off D&D. And the first time I played Shadowrun, they were using whiteboards to like make cities and office buildings, and so I didn't even know that you used regular dice for Shadowrun for a long time, probably
Oh
longer than
wow.
I should have. Yeah,
Hey, no shame though in starting late. I didn't play D&D until after college myself. I swore I wouldn't. I was not that nerdy. And now
yeah.
I make my living on gaming.
We didn't even have anyone in my high school playing it that I know of. We had some Magic the Gathering kids, but there was no one as cool enough at my high school to play D&D. So I didn't even, for me it was like a thing that was very 80s, kind of before my time. I didn't know they were still making the books. Like it just didn't even occur to me to like actively think about that kind of thing. So I'm glad
Well,
I'm glad it changed.
yes, very much. So, kind of getting into your first games and stuff like that. In the meantime, you were busy with playwriting. So tell us a little bit of that backstory.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of in tandem with the searching for a D&D without knowing I was doing it.
Mm.
I started in fan fiction actually. I was writing Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan fiction for Angel and Xander. They were my first OTP. And there was really in 2007, we didn't have a lot of queer content. We were kind of in a void. We were kind of past Will and Grace, but before the effortlessness of the Taika Waititi characters. And so, like, if I liked horror movies, which I didn't as much at the time, there wasn't much in the way of overt queerness there.
Mhm.
Um, and I felt a real need and a real impact in starting to create stories that were filling a need that I'd always had. I started out doing like somewhere between Stephen Sondheim and the queer fairy tale. So one of my first big projects, which I'm still looking for funding for, if anybody wants to throw 5 grand my way, I wrote a plug for me. I wrote a queer Cinderella musical. It's a wholly musical with new songs, but that kind of same Cinderella-ish premise. Without the evil stepmother, because she was always my least favorite character in the show. Even Bernadette Peters couldn't make her redeemable for me. So it has a really great brassy alto villainous song. If you want a great villainous song. But the thing is that funding is hard for musicals because they're very expensive. And also being a new playwright, getting people in front of my work and getting people to resonate with it and getting grants is the least fun part. As you know, as a business person now in your own company, it's the least fun part of the creative process is getting the money to make things happen. But queer stories are important to me, and people that have gotten to know Panabon and gotten to know my Power Ranger stuff recognize a lot of the importance of queerness in my work.
And
And playwriting is that.
we'll talk a little bit more about Panabon here shortly. For those new to the Alternis channel. But So kind of making the transition then, we talked about gaming, playwriting, and those impacts on your life. How did you start getting into streaming?
I started getting into streaming because of Danny Oliver, who wrote Cuddlesworth Clockwork Circus, which, if you listen to our Rem Alternis, if you tune in, view, listen in, however you participate with the Rem Alternis family, if you tune in on Sunday nights to Like Clockwork, Cuddlesworth is the comic book series that the Like Clockwork universe is in.
And
And
we've had
so
Danny on this show twice now.
yes, you should have Danny on the show many times. Danny's great. Danny put up with my nonsense at the table when literally they put a Shadowrun character in front of me that I had created, and I was like, "What do I roll again?" And I think I asked that about 5 times in an hour. And if Danny can put up with my nonsense, he can put up with anybody's nonsense. Um, yeah, I had a friend of a friend who brought me to a Shadowrun table because I hadn't really played, and I had the sense that I was missing a lot of what the game was, and I wanted to find some new friends and some people I could kind of hang out with. And Danny's a wonderful GM. He's great for people with experience and people like me that don't really know what they're doing and have no improv background, which is kind of the big thing that you learn, both as player and GM, in doing kind of an improv thing. And yeah, Danny's the reason I'm doing Shadowrun's missions. Danny's the reason that I'm in Rem. A lot of the stuff that I bring to the universe is because of Danny in a lot of ways, which is nice. So he should get some accolades for that, or maybe like a care package of some kind.
So was Like Clockwork your first streaming experience?
Yes, like Clockwork was my first streaming experience, which explains when you watch the preludes, which if you haven't, you should find our Remulturnus YouTube channel and watch those. So the prelude where I'm struggling to give Prunia information because I've kind of misread how living in a big city would influence a gnome. That's all happening in real time. That's me figuring out how to do a stream in real time, which is super exciting for everyone involved.
Definitely. It's there's legends of that happening. For so to give a little bit more context of Like Clockwork. So we have the comic book, Coddlesworth's Clockwork Circus, which is steampunk fantasy, and it's set in the same world as Like Clockwork, but and it runs parallel in timeline. But it is a different story arc, different things going on. So Panabon, who is John's character, and my character Shayloon kind of meet up and travel together, along with another a decent sized group of misfits. And so what Danny wanted to do was we started the stream at level 3 because it's a D&D campaign, but he wanted the backstories of how we got there from level 1 to 3. And so the preludes were pre-recorded, not live streamed, and sometimes we were alone, sometimes we were with one or two others of the cast as we started to meet, and kind of get to know the characters. So John's character met Perunia, who's a dragonborn fighter, and yeah, so the kind of getting to know each other as players and start to feed off of each other, it did not come naturally at first.
What a thing to start with, because there was a prelude where you almost murdered me outright. But to be fair, I deserved it. I had caused something that may or may not have put you into prison as Shaylin. So, like, I mean, I kind of deserved it. What a hilarious way to go, too.
You
New
can see the
magic in the
preludes.
world. New
You can
magic
see
in the world.
you can see the preludes on our YouTube channel, which our moderators will drop in the chat.
Yes.
So since Like Clockwork, you've done more streams. Tell us about those.
Yeah. So if you didn't get a chance to watch the Streamathon, which was our kind of anniversary celebration that we did, the first year we did a Streamathon, I was just a player. I did Sailors on a Starless Sea. I think I did Wild Sea for that one.
Mhm.
And I came back this year and I GM'd. kind of to give a preview of my Power Ranger podcast that I'm doing with the Alternia Archives, which are part of the universe of the REM Family Network. Um, but it's yeah, so those streams are available on the YouTube, and that's kind of a glimpse into my style as a GM, which is for Power Rangers different than how I play Panabon in a D&D setting because it's a different universe, a different context. And those are kind of the streams that I do with REM because I have Sunday. I have to think about this because I live the millennial American dream where I have like 6 jobs. So I just have to think about this for a second. I've got Sunday nights with Like Clockwork, and then we're recording the Power Ranger podcast, and then I have all my non-REM streams, which are a little bit different and involve me as John and me not as a fantasy character. But I also occasionally do one shots, which are a lot of fun, like Granny's Apple Pie, which I think
Mm-hmm.
was something for the Patreons. I don't
Yep.
know if that ever made it to YouTube or not.
I off the top of my head, I'm not sure. It might still be a Patreon release, or it might be getting released later this year.
Yeah, it's fun. It's an apple pie themed D&D one shot, which was a lot of fun to play in. But I've also Realm helped me fulfill my lifelong dream. I'm now also doing a trivia night and a world building REM chat creative night, and so I kind of get to live my best life and be my favorite thing in the world. For when I was a kid was being like a game show host. I was wanted to host Supermarket Sweep or a, like Shop Till You Drop or something like that. So now I get to live that fantasy um, without all the weird sweaters and probably stimulants
Cool.
that they did. So
And so John is now running for again twitch.tv/Master of Rem, our Friday night content, which is kind of like an every other week usually, but we're seeing how we want to flesh it out. But once a month now you're doing trivia, and it's open for everyone, is my understanding, right?
yeah, you just have to be in the Discord server. And so the way it works is that the week of on the Monday, I will release a promo image on the Facebook and the Twitter and maybe the Instagram if I've had my coffee. And I don't always get my coffee on time. And so I'll release kind of what it is, and it's always going to be the second Friday. So, like, we have them coming up on the 14th. And so on the 10th, which is Monday, in the morning, I think I have it. I kind of release what the theme is. And as long as you're part of the Discord server, you can come on and you can try to beat Chris right now. Chris is the closest one to unlocking their first spell that they can use during trivia night.
What is a
Um,
spell?
so, because usually in trivia you accrue points, but I didn't want to do like a traditional prize, and so once you hit every 50 points you get that you accrue from answering questions correctly, um, and we have a lightning round, so you can get multiple points for a question sometimes. You'll unlock a spell, and they're all based on other video games or other game show games. So like the first spell are Nick Arcade spells based on Scorchia, Mongo, and their Merlin archetype, where you can block another player from answering, or you can switch a category if you don't like it. And you can basically create all the Panabon type havoc that you want to in the game. But the way to get the points is to play live and in person. And I try to have it balanced so there's easier questions at first and then they get harder. And so even if you don't feel like you have a lot of knowledge, you can totally just come in and play and have a good time. Because it's as much about, for me, doing stuff with Rem Alternis is about having a good time as much as like taking it seriously and like learning the rules and things. I love
I
that, but it's
I
also
ran
about the good time. So
I do have to say, I ran tech for John, and I sat out of the first trivia because John's pop culture knowledge intimidates me. I've said repeatedly, I even said it before the show here, that I could make a drinking game of when John makes a reference I do know versus one I don't know. um, Either way, I could get real messed up. So
I always recommend soda with that game because
yeah.
doing it with other things is not. Yeah, you set me down in front of Sabrina. We did a 2-part episode for the Sabrina the Teenage Witch 90s sitcom at my pop culture podcast. Everything is gay and the straight stuff, which I love
Yeah,
the name of.
let's transition to your podcast. Let's hear a little bit
Yeah.
about that.
So I have 2 podcasts, and the first one is released every other Tuesday. So we have an episode coming up, one of our Halloween episodes coming up next week, I believe. Yes. Um, and it's basically, so my friend Magnus and I are both queer. He is an illustrator from the UK, and I'm an American playwright, American storyteller. And we basically just take TV shows and films, and like we had one Christmas Chaos episode where we just kind of riffed off of each other. And we look at them from the lens of what is queer content, what does it mean to do things where others are involved? What does it mean when others aren't present? So even like for Sabrina the Teenage Witch, even though it's not technically queer because it's not really queer characters, there's
Mm-hmm.
queerness in it, in how Sabrina goes about keeping her secret, in her relationship with her aunts and in her found family. In my one straight OTP, which is Sabrina and Harvey, Nate Richard and Melissa Joan Hart as Sabrina and Harvey specifically. And so everything is gay, even the straight stuff. Likes to prove everything is gay, even the straight stuff that you like that you wouldn't think would be gay. Always has to have an element of queer or camp in it to keep people kind of interested and zesty for it. Buffy is a great example of that because Buffy still has people that discover it, and even before like Willow had come out, there was an inherent queerness to it because there's queerness in horror and in romance and even in just friendship. Um, and yeah, and also Buffy was a great show in my mind. So
I agree. It was my first fandom, probably after The Lion King when I was wee.
oh, Hamlet with cats.
Yes.
Um, And speaking of Hamlet with cats, my other podcast I do is an audio drama, kind of in the style of Welcome to Night Vale, where I take my love for like horror and sci-fi, so like Edgar Allan Poe and Ray Bradbury, and I mash it together and I turn it into this kind of it's a podcast where you're hearing someone from what's called the Cosmic, which is my analog for heaven, and they're doing like an angel radio show looking down into this universe and basically just describing what they see and kind of reclaiming their humanity while they're with humans. So it has like a very screw tape letter C.S. Lewis feel to it.
Oh, neat.
And season 2 is, I think, so there was an episode today that got released for season 2. I think it's season 2, episode 6. And so we're halfway through season 2, and we're starting to get in the meat of who the Our Lady in Green is, who is this like evil goddess who's taken over the universe. And it's super fun to do and to bring in people to be different narrators and to kind of crack open what it means to build a world and to build a world full of horror that's not quite right. It's my personal Twin Peaks, if you will.
And
No, Kyle
what's this one called?
McLaughlin. This is called Surf City Donuts,
Okay.
which because I have a silent S is not always hard, not always fun to say. Surf City Donuts. And there is a link in my link tree to it because I know that would not be easy to find. It is not affiliated with any actual donut shop because someone did ask me that once. I did not know there was a donut shop called Surf City Donuts because where I'm from, we have a really great donut shop called Heavenly Donuts. And so it is not in relation to any donut shop that currently exists, even if there are 3 siblings that run said donut shop. Any reality is an unintentional, I promise.
Excellent. So yeah, we have your link, all of your links that you sent. So we'll make sure that those are tagged in the video as well. And but where if people have a window open or are ready to look for these right now, where can they find these podcasts?
Sure, I have a Twitter. I came late to Twitter at the behest of others, and I use it, but it's John M with a whole bunch of numbers. So I don't have. I think I can actually do this offhand if I scroll up to find it. John McD 2660710 which just shows you how late I came to Twitter. after all of there's some really cool people on there. So the cool people haven't left, but now they're like cool people in individual communities. And my Instagram is based upon one of my favorite video games. Stardew Farmer is my Instagram because I
Oh,
came to love Stardew Valley. So I am a
who
Stardew
doesn't?
farmer for life.
Excellent.
I was really excited. I actually got because someone heard I loved it and they were like, "You have to get the board game," and I got in on the second printing.
Oh,
And it's
that's
a
cool.
really great board game. So
Yeah, I still haven't gotten to play the board game yet, but I'm excited to try it out.
yeah, it's really cool. And then my link tree is just linktree.ee/John McDonald. I tried to make that one easy. I'm wearing my Sailor Moon shirt in the picture, so if you get the picture of me with Sailor Moon, you have the correct one. Although I am a Sailor
Excellent.
Mercury, not a Sailor Moon, but they don't make Sailor Mercury shirts in that style yet, sadly.
So we talked a little bit about your trivia show on Friday nights, once a month. And then you mentioned world building discussions also on Fridays. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that works?
Yeah. So on the fourth Friday, I really loved the idea of doing this. I kind of inherited this from one of the other REM people that was running it. They stepped down. They were also running the game night on Friday night that became trivia night. My computer famously cannot handle Tabletop Simulator and Discord at the same time, so the game night had to be retooled. But basically, so I used to teach. I used to teach creative writing classes, and so I took the idea of kind of the world building server that we have in the REM Alternis Discord server, and I wanted to give creatives a place where once a month we could talk about something on topic, whether it's about how money works in your universe, whether it's about how I can actually look this up and see what we did last month because I don't have it fresh in my brain. Um, but we do have like a general world building discussion group, and so like we talked about the idea of who influences your work. So I have this whole kind of master list of discussions. And so at the end of September, we talked about the idea of when you're creating a world or when you're creating a tabletop game or when you're creating a character, things that you love influence your work. And as early creatives, especially, you feel a lot of shame for not being like original, quote unquote. And then I remind everyone that Neil Gaiman and Stephen King often talk about the people that influence their work, whether they got to work with them or not. And so you don't have to be specifically like you don't have to have like the big title over your head like playwright or actor or director or anything like that. If you're just a creative that has questions or that wants to talk about a project you really love or something like that, we've got room for you on the fourth Fridays of the month.
Yeah,
um,
Ava, if you wouldn't mind, Ava's our moderator tonight, lovely moderator. So if you wouldn't mind dropping our Discord link in the chat for people to join and come hang out.
Also, Ava comes on the show every now and then to talk about their creative work, which is really cool to hear about. My hope is to get a lot of diverse voices. I am queer, but I am also cis white, so the way that my work is colored does come from a place of privilege. I openly welcome anyone from any walk of life, people that write POC characters, or people that are POC, people that write characters of different abilities, people that write neurodivergent characters. One thing I like to talk about in creation of Panabon is that they are genderqueer, and I was surprised how hard it is to use they them pronouns in D&D. And
Mhm.
so that is like a whole conversation of how do we express gender in games, where you can if you have like 2 hours on a Friday night, we want you to come and be able to talk about things like that. So
Yeah, I do have to say we've been playing this game for almost 2 years. And so, I know Panabon at this point, but I know you as he, him, and
yeah,
Panabon is they, them. So it's hard sometimes. I still make mistakes and do Panabon says they'll, blah, 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 kind of thing.
yeah.
But it's a great way also just to practice that, and so if it is difficult to change pronouns, then that's something that like gaming can bring out and help you practice for real life scenarios.
Yeah, and so it's called it's called REM Chats before it's REM Chats World Building. So really, it's about a chat about the creative process. So even if you just, not just, but even if you create characters, it's something I want you to come and feel like you can be part of because everyone starts out somewhere. So even if it's just like a secret desire that you have and you're like up in your attic at midnight just typing away page by page, like you can come and hang out, even if you just talk about the stuff you love that has influenced you. Like I did a post for the social media about the idea of community building and who loves musical theater, and not just because I had been listening to the Les Mis soundtrack all day and I wanted to talk about that, but it's what we do as creatives, creating community in tabletop gaming is a lot of the same journey that I have as a playwright, except it's more community oriented because my playwright stuff tends to happen, by myself until then I have to put it in front of people. D&D and Shadowrun especially really feel like a collaborative process from the very beginning
Mm-hmm.
because even in building your character, especially if you're like me, you need help. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you get over ambitious, which I've been known to do from time to time.
What?
I know, it's crazy. Who would have thought?
Well, I feel like I'm jumping a little bit, but I want to go back to podcasting real quick. So you got to talk about your podcast that you do separate from REM, but you've been on several of our podcasts and you're GMing the Power Rangers one, which you mentioned. So why don't you talk about your history with the REM podcast, where we can find those, um, and share what you've done.
Yeah, and I don't mind jumping. I seem to inspire jumping around actually when I talk to people because I get excited and then we go off on tangents. I'm being really good today. Like I'm gonna have to have ice cream after this because I haven't mentioned Darkwing Dunk or Sailor Moon. I've only mentioned Sailor Moon once. I feel really good about that.
Well,
Um,
just ruined it, John.
that's ruined, ruined. Um, one thing I love about Realm Alternis that we do is we have the Alternia archive. And if you haven't gotten to participate in this, this is our kind of podcasting part of it. I call it part of the universe. It's like the arm of it, I guess, if you need like a spider analog or something. But Alternia Archives has kind of one mission, which is to get people to experience new tabletop systems. So currently, what we have going on is called the Tales of the Asteria, which is this like wonderfully dark alien RPG. There's like a mutiny at the beginning that kicks it off, and Ava is jamming it, and she has this really cool plan to do this 3-part Halloween closer. So if you haven't gotten to listen to it, now's a good time to get in because it releases episodes every Friday. And then the weekend of Halloween, it's going to get crazy, which I'm super excited to tune into. And the idea of the Alternative Archives Network is about experiencing new things. So the Power Ranger podcast is using something called the Essence 20 system, which has a lot of familiarity to it, but is different on its own. And so throughout the journey of the 13 episodes, which will be coming in the new year, um, there's a lot of I've lost my track. There's a lot of discussion of kind of how the rules apply. And as new GM, when I paint myself into a corner, I'm kind of honest about it. And I'm like, I'm not really sure. I'll check the book. And then we edit it out so you don't hear the silence and page flipping. But it's a lot of fun and it's really cool. The Power Rangers RPG for me is about the idea of these teens with attitude at 18 becoming Power Rangers and learning to mature both as adults and Rangers. And so it's kind of like Pandabon's journey, except that Pandabon is willfully not maturing, and these characters are maturing more in real time than Pandabon is. Um,
2 years. 2
it's
years.
so good. It's so good. You deserve like a sainting medal or something. I don't know. But so I'm also in the Alternia archives. If you start scrolling back through, there's things like O Solaris, which was really cool. I was part of a podcast experience for Savage Worlds for a module not called Saints and Sinners, which I had a lot of fun. And I played Flint Marine, an aquatic sniper, who took everything far too literally. And I really didn't think there was much Panabon inside of him, but I was wrong about that. Panabon apparently colors all I do, but that is available. And then our good friend Shay, who is part of the Realm Alternis network, if you scroll all the way back to the beginning, the first thing in the Alternia archives is called Brutal Crit Wrestling, which is based on a wrestling RPG that I did not understand the mechanics of, and I still barely understand the mechanics of. Um, but I played like a Minotaur wrestler character, which is kind of a callback to the first D&D character I created, except this one survived the entire time. And the Alternate Archives is really cool because when you think of tabletop gaming, a lot of people tend to think of kind of what I call the big three. So you think of D&D, you think of Shadowrun, and sometimes you think of Savage Worlds, or you think of something you really love, like Powered by the
Pathfinder.
Apocalypse, Pathfinder, which I have not played yet, but I will excitedly sit down and play sometime if somebody wants to play with me at that. Um, but so what we do is the Essence 20 system, the tiny D6 system, powered by the Apocalypse, which is like Glitter Hearts Essence 20, which is also bringing us. I listened in the Brian Steele interview when I was like, My Little Pony, more Power Rangers stuff, and my tiny heart went squee because I can only see what's up for pre-order on the website. Um, but I'm very excited for kind of I know a couple because I have a couple other secret things I'm involved in for Alternia that I can't talk about yet because I don't know when they're coming out. But there's a lot of different gaming systems and getting to explore them, both the good and the bad and kind of the new,
Mhm.
is what Alternia is for. And also, I just have a wonderful voice, like super fluid and melodic. And so, you want to listen to me just all the time, just like when you're jogging in your car, whatever you need. I'm great on road trips.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're at the point of the stream where I'd like to get some of your favorite stories from the gaming table. But it can be from any of your streams, podcasts, non-recorded stuff. But why don't you give us one or two of those?
So the first one I thought of when I saw the questions the first time was when the Minotaur that I played, and this was in a game called I think it was called Red Sun. So this was like a special D&D module of some kind eons ago with like an apocalyptic gladiator ring in the desert type of thing. I played a Minotaur, and they got speared with an obsidian spear through their chest in the middle of an event, but I kept rolling good like saves. So like I was not dying and I could not move, but I kept not dying. So I could like I just kept having to monologue my way through my own death like a Shakespearean experience. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun not dying because I like lived for 5 turns and then the game was over for that evening. So that character is still alive somewhere in the multiverse, which is really cool.
Still going. Hey guys,
Hey
help,
guys.
help.
Yes, great character. Still not sure what that module was about. I would like to revisit that someday, even just to learn what the big mystery was to it. I couldn't even tell you the year this was. The What's been really fun about the Power Ranger podcast that I'm doing is as a GM, I get to find out which Power Ranger monsters the players were afraid of as kids. Because one of the things I love is the old monsters because they're so wonderfully silly. And like finding out who's scared of Eye Guy and Pudgy Pig and Goldar has been a lot of fun. I try not to chuckle evilly, but sometimes there's just a little bit of glee that comes out of me when they're facing a monster. But I'm also playing Zordon, so I have to be kind of like dour and save them. I can't be Rita all the time. Um, and obviously, my favorite moment in like Clockwork is I've had a lot of them. We talked about them in the like Clockwork, Cuddlesworth Clockwork Circus issue 2 Kickstarter thing we did.
Hmm.
So there's the bag of bloody nuts where we were CSIing the body, and Aegis is just like eating the nuts with the dead body around.
Yep.
I liked. I just had it. What was it? When I think about the preludes and the basically Panabon's 2 preludes with Bruni and Shayloon, the same thing happens in both. They both end up in the same location, and Panabon stabs. And Perunia just is like, oh, dead body, steps over the dead body, and then keeps going. And Shaylun sees the dead body and proceeds to scream and run. And Panabon still does what they want to do. Just the two different reactions, I think, really made it for me personally. Not great psychologically for Shaylun, but hilarious for me. So
Yeah, that was it was pretty great because you had already recorded with Alex at that point, who plays Perunia. But it was my first time playing with you or anyone for the series. And so I didn't know that the scene had played out previously with a different results already. So it was really, I think when I finally listened to the preludes and I realized that had happened, it was that parallelism that kind of branches abruptly between the two reactions was pretty perfect. I did enjoy that quite a bit.
also earlier in that prelude, where you give this gnome that you'd never met before your like home address so they can be pen pals. I'm just like inside, I'm screaming internally, "Don't do it! What are you doing? Bad idea! Left turn,
Yeah,
hard left turn."
Panavon
Um,
is this rogue criminal, but
it's not.
she,
It's more of a Catwoman character. I'm not like just a criminal so I can stab people. I only take stuff worth taking.
mm-hmm. But you know what? My character was a kid and in a foreign country and met a fellow gnome and like, like gnomes
As you
gotta stick
do, yeah.
together and so let's be pen pals and yeah, that didn't go well.
I like the Terry Pratchett approach of how he do. So there's something really great in the circus aspect that has this really great something wicked Ray Bradbury thing for me. But in the aspect where we have to be heroes, we kind of go into a Pratchett headspace. And because
Hmm.
I love Discworld so much, like it's so fun for me to see how we actually interact with the idea of what is a hero. Because in any other context, Panabon is not a hero. And even in this context, Panabon might not really be a hero, but they're just kind of there for whoever the mystery gnome god is, if there is
Yeah,
one.
I definitely think it's interesting. Again, being two years into this campaign, which only a couple months have gone by in game, but being able to see like how you just said, like Shailene was so trusting and optimistic and gave you her address and stuff like that. But now, anytime someone new joins the party, it's like rage and fear and
And sparkle darts, just sparkle dots immediately in their direction.
so many sparkle darts.
If you haven't watched the episodes from the last couple of episodes, they are a real treat. Our YouTube is a great location to find that for Realm Alternis. And we have a wonderful editor who goes in and makes sure they're all kind of edited in a nice sequential order. So you can actually go back and watch how Shaylun goes from not trusting to starting out trusting. It's a beautiful thing.
From trusting to then not trusting.
Yes, that's what I meant to say, which is totally.
Awesome, John. Well, we're getting close to the end of the session here. So, where can we follow you to learn more about all the stuff you do? Because there's a lot.
It is, yes. So my Twitter and Instagram are great. The best place to find out about my professional work, to look at my new play exchange, where all of my plays are housed. And if you see one you like and you can't get it, you can email me because my email address is there. My link tree is really great, especially for. So I have a gay visual novel that I've started. So I learned to code for this. So if you like the idea of Dream Daddy or coming out on top, but you wanted like a Great British Baking Show element where people were like baking and finding romance. I have that, so it's somewhere between a choose your own adventure and like a traditional like uh 2D video game. And it's called How Sweet It Is, a gay visual novel about baking and love. And so my link tree has that on top, but then underneath that you can find all of my REM stuff. You can find my new play exchange, and you can find Surf City Donuts, and everything is gay, even the straight stuff. It is a lot when I say it out loud. Like I just have a schedule I keep to, but when I say it out loud, it really does seem like quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, you do a heck of a lot. So thank you so much for being here. Keep producing content, and we love having you in the REM community. And hopefully you've enjoyed meeting John too, and we've got some new followers for like Clockwork, Surf City Donuts, Everything is Gay and the Straight Stuff, which I love that title.
Such a good title.
Alternia
And
Archives.
if you watch Rem Alternis social media, I do social media managing. I'm
Mhm.
putting together some secret commercials for the Power Ranger podcast as well. So while you're tuning into Tales of Hysteria, there may be some secret podcast commercials that sneak in for your Halloween and November pleasure.
Excellent. Thank you, John. Now stay tuned, everyone. We've got more coming right up. Our runners are in the middle of a fight with the Talismonger Ishioka Mari. Can they claim the Gilded Rose power focus? Do they even want it? How badly will Violet's bad luck with plants haunt her? Join us for part 3 of Case of the Midas Talismonger in the next episode of Shadowrun 6th World Emerald Glitch, coming up next. Don't forget that we have a wonderful giveaway of a free PDF of the Shadowrun 6th World Core Rulebook Seattle Edition. Thank you so much to Catalyst Game Labs for donating such a great prize. Enter to win by typing #RemPC in the chat. And don't forget to get bonus entries and impact the game by donating bits and subs in chat. All funds help us to pay our cast and crew and keep producing content. Also, did you know, you should now after John's interview, that we have more shows like Shadowrun Emerald Glitch on our Twitch channel. We stream 5 to 6 days a week over on www.twitch.tv/masterofrem, including the Dresden Files RPG, Shadowrun 5th Edition, Steampunk Fantasy D&D, and more. So check us out and give us a follow. Thank you all for joining. Next week, we'll have Gen Con TV's own Sarah Moore return with her partner Damon Vanhee as they discuss the launch of their very first Kickstarter for the new TTRPG, The Crowned, followed by the one-shot show of the game being played. You won't want to miss it. So we'll see you next time, RemPCs.
Welcome to the 6th World, Shadowrun. Edge Zone. New visuals. Enhanced design. Choose your runner. Collect your needle. Buy the latest cyberware, bioware, gear, magic options, and weaponry. Accept your mission. Fight to survive. Unleash your power. Slow down the competition. Come out on top. Edge Zone. The Shadowrun upgradable card game. Now you make the power plays.
The earth has changed. All that once was is no more. Cities remade. Power reshaped. Races reborn. Reality reimagined. Violence unleashed. The earth has changed. She no longer sleeps. She has awakened.
What a spell! Spell!
Spells.
Spell! She says spell like 92 times.
You gotta feel it.
Spell! 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 Spell!
Oh, well.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
there, NPCs.
You're live.
Oh. Hey there, NPCs. Welcome to our actual play of Shadowrun 6th World Emerald Glitch. I'm Bob, your GM, and tonight we close the case of the Midas Talismonger. So previously on Emerald Glitch, we following the Cantaloupe incident from the previous week, we finally got in touch with Mr. Bell and with Fisher, who joined our group at Mari's farm, the Talismonger shop. Among other things, let's see. Mr. Bell handed Violet a card, actually a piece of cardstock that lists the Bell services. And says, among other things, you should call and ask for Bell service. Fury took a look inside the Talismonger shop and saw that there was a plant spirit hanging from the skylight, and basically said, "We're closed today." Meanwhile, Fisher was doing some research and found that Ishioka Mari also owns a piece of agricultural property a little ways up the road, maybe 3 or 4 miles from there. And so you guys went to scope that out. You found that there was a dome, one of those sort of almost a temporary greenhouse dome. It didn't look very sturdy. But at the same time, when Curie did her astral reconnaissance, she found a whole bunch of stuff inside, namely Ishioka Mari, who was possessed with a plant spirit. And there were 3 other plant spirits there. So you decided to leave the property and go do a couple of other things, like get some herbicide grenades that Fisher's contact hooked him up with. And after that, you guys came back, and we are in the middle of a fight with Ishioka Mari and 3 plant spirits. Let's see. During the first round of that fight, Curie and Violet were sprayed with spores of some kind. You are both dazed, which means you cannot gain or spend edge while affected by the spores. And your initiative scores have already been decreased. So we have Nova at the top of the order as we begin the second round of combat.
Yeah, I'm going to use an herbicide grenade.
Okay.
And I'm going to aim for right at
Kind of the same place where Fisher dropped his before, like there?
Yeah.
Or do you favor somebody in particular? For the record, I mean, on this map, you don't really have to worry too much about throwing range.
Okay, because I don't want it to hit us, so I'm aiming for
Okay.
wherever it doesn't hit us.
And you did see when Fisher threw his grenade, it has a burst of about 5 meters. On this map, each square, I think I set it as 1 meter.
Okay, I'm going to roll my fragmentation grenade.
Oh, I'm mistaken. Okay, so it has a burst radius of 10 meters. 5 squares. Each square is 2 meters.
Very good.
Oh.
You know what? I'm going to roll my failures.
Okay. I would say don't bother, because they don't really dodge. They don't dodge the same way that you would dodge a bullet, and you don't stage up the damage with net hits.
Oh, well then, what's the point of the hits? Just a sticky hit?
So the hits do matter in that it reduces the scatter distance, but with 5 hits, you're pretty good.
I hit all 4 of them?
Yeah, you'll get all 4 of them.
Okay. Well then, all right.
Actually, Mari will use a minor action to get out of the way. So you only get 3 of them.
I reroll my. I've been tricked by the GM. Never listen to him. Do what your heart tells you.
So, by the way, that's an agility test when you do that throw. So you have attribute mastery agility.
Yeah, I get the.
So that's so I need to roll for them. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to bring up the character sheets. Okay. And I should bring up Fisher while I'm at it. All right, so let me roll some dice for, we'll do first, so we'll do the northernmost smaller spirit. Oh, that's not good. The southernmost smaller spirit, okay. And the bigger spirit. Wow. Yeah. That is awesome. Okay, so this northernmost spirit sort of melts away in this herbicide wash, catches the most of it, and it does vanish.
Ooh.
So it's sort of that the grenade blast sort of blasts it away, and as it does, it sort of it dematerializes and vanishes. The other 2 spirits are pretty bad off. So that will bring us to the spirits of fire. And you gave them, Curie, some orders last time, and that was to take out the spirits.
I had one fighting the big spirit, one fighting the little spirits, and one fighting her.
Okay.
And if it can, snatching the focus.
That's about as close as they can get. Since they were materialized before, you guys have the uncomfortable sensation of beings of fire going around you through this very relatively small door. But I won't make you roll any damage for that. Let's see. So that's the other sheet I need to bring up is the spirits of fire. There they are. So we'll do, first of all, we're just going to do we're going to do elemental attacks on these guys. So the first one, so we'll do against this plant spirit. And that's unfortunate for him, I think.
Yay! I like unfortunate for your NPCs.
Oh yeah, that is unfortunate.
Bye.
That is even more unfortunate. I would have him spend the 2 edge he got earlier, but that's not enough to make a difference. He dies.
Oh boy.
Let's see. This fire spirit is trying to shoot the tree spirit. Oh, I do have one more down there. Um,
And if I remember correctly, she was right in front of us because she was offering her hand to Violet.
yeah, so that was where she was originally. During her first round of combat, she stepped back.
Okay, I did not remember that.
Yeah.
It's okay, I like ranged fighting better.
Frankly, most of you were still outside because Violet's still in the doorway.
Picks up, moves Violet.
Fortunately, Violet is not a troll, so you can kind of squeeze around.
Yay, 6 hits! Go Fire Spirit!
Fisher had a harder time of it, but he managed to squeeze in. Let's see here. Defense. And it will spend its 2 edge to make your spirit reroll its 2 6s. Okay, so still 5 hits versus 3.
Yeah!
That's the 3 spirits. Oh, never mind. The tree spirit doesn't have any edge. So it's 6 versus 3.
Woo!
And that's a terrible soak. So that does knock the tree spirit out. So I can close the tree spirit sheet. And then this other fire spirit rolls in to shoot Ishioka Mari.
Does it have any edge? Because 3 hits sucks.
It does not have edge.
14 dice pool and it gets 3 hits.
Par for the course.
Roll 20! Let's see here. She gets an edge for that. And she dodges as this gout of flame just sort of slams into the ground, and you see some fire starting in the brush.
Yeah, light up her shrubberies.
Mr. Bell.
Is 10 my movement? Is that correct? Or is it 15?
You could move 10 meters as a minor action, or 15 meters and a roll as a major action.
Okay. So on top of the greenhouse, I run.
Yeah. So you're kind of right above this big tree.
Yeah.
I'll go and move you in there because that's kind of where you are, but above because you were at the apex of the greenhouse.
So what would it take to break off one of these or shatter one of these panels?
You think you could just, if you jumped, you could probably drop through it.
Well, I don't want to do that. I spit out my Ares Predator and I want to just break it and stay on top. My Predator is hardened as well. That's not a joke.
Well, it is now. So you break out, you pull out your Predator, and you're gonna like smash it.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, that does technically take a major action because that is an attack. But
cool. So major action, I will shatter a panel, and then you have to roll for that.
No.
Okay, and then minor action, I will take aim at Homegirl.
Okay.
With my Ares Predator. Oh, what does it take to change the round? Is that a minor action as well? To change what round I have in my, or is that free?
What like change the magazine?
Yeah, I want to change the stick and shot.
Because
the Ares Predator can do it automatically, right? Like it's got like a
No,
smart feature or something.
so it allows you to eject and replace the mag as a minor action.
Oh, okay. So that I changed to stick and shot, and then I'll take aim at her,
Okay.
and that will be my turn.
All right. Let's see. This one. We have one of these guys left. What is he going to do? Probably not a whole lot, but let's try. All right, then. It will attempt to shoot you, Mr. Bell, up through the roof. But you do gain an edge.
See me.
You do
Okay.
gain an edge from it, and that should be easy enough for you to defend against. Wow.
I'm gonna roll 20. You're silly. I'm gonna spend. That's just ridiculous. Can we just bask in this for a second? The likelihood of that. I'll spend 2 edge to reroll 2, and if that doesn't do it,
So in general, just another reminder, it's usually better to have me roll my successes.
but I think in this case,
That's true. In this case,
you rolled is low.
Yeah, in this case, you'd be making me re-roll 1 and taking the 1 in 3 chance of still getting hit.
Yeah, you're more likely to get 2 more successes.
No, you would spend 1 edge to make me re-roll the 1 hit I got.
Oh, true.
But in this case, since I can only re-roll 1, you're probably better off doing what you did.
Yeah.
Spend 2 to re-roll 2 of your failures.
Do I just hit the pluses? Is that what happens? That's all minuses, right?
No, yeah. So that would be all of your misses. You'll just roll 2 dice manually. We have a gift from chat.
Yeah, our first gift goes to Mr. Bell.
4 edge.
4 edge for you. Tom's feeling sorry for you.
Yeah, because you're still hit with that, unfortunately.
That's stupid.
So are you wearing a respirator perchance?
Nope.
Okay. So I need you to make a body plus willpower test.
Okay. Body plus willpower. 6. Amazing. Bear with me.
Ooh, and a subscribe gift goes to Nova.
Thank you so much.
So that is now, math, 12 extra entries to win the giveaway to Teslon. Thank you.
3 hits, 2 misses.
Okay, so you take 1 box of stun damage. You are now dazed, which means you cannot gain or spend edge. Fortunately, you just gain. So, in cases like this, if chat gives you gifts, you get them.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Chat gets to override rules. Let's see. So that was Mr. Bell. Let's see. No, that was the Vine Spirit. Okay, so Mr. Bell, your initiative is also dropping.
Wonderful.
And then we go to Ishioka Mari. Oh boy, who's in a spot of trouble? It has okay. Yeah, we'll do that. So you see some of her wounds close up as she heals herself. And she wanders back this way. Curie.
All right, so I'm coughing up a fit.
Yep.
And so I have to make a roll to see if I can act or something?
That, in fact, is the case. So you have to make a... Because you're nauseated.
You're nauseated.
Let's see. Because you are nauseated, you have to make a body plus willpower test with a threshold of 2.
There's the body. Oh, wait, no wounds, right?
Without wounds, yeah.
Body. Willpower. Yeah!
Okay, so you made it. So you lose a minor action, but you get to act otherwise.
Okay. I'm going to direct the 2 spirits that no longer have anything to fight. Oh, wait, one of them still is a small spirit, right?
Yeah, so this one here is headed down this way.
Okay, cool. So one is already attacking her, so the other one that lost the that defeated its big spirit is going to go for her as well.
Okay.
And so am I. Oh wait, you know what? Actually, is it a minor action or a major action to put my respirator on?
Minor action.
Okay, so I'll do that then.
Okay.
Is it a minor action or a major action to put a stim patch on?
It is a minor. It'll be a minor action to put it on yourself.
Okay, so that's 3 because I usually have 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 3 minors. And
all right, so that's a rating 6 stim patch.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I can cast a spell. So I'm gonna go for Mana Bolt again because I really want to try to get this. If I can, I want to get this tree spirit out of her without killing her. And I don't know. In my brain, I feel like that's helping.
Okay.
Okay. Hey.
Let's see, direct magic defense. All right. So she takes a couple of those boxes back again. So you've now spent a major and 3 minors.
So that's it for my turn. But I'm still perceiving in the astral. Do I see the tree spirit inside her, like try to recoil or anything?
It is still inside her. It is kind of driving her forward at this point. You get a sense that it is the only reason she is still up.
Ooh.
So
Go ahead.
goes to Violet, who needs a body plus full power test. Without wounds checked, by the way.
All right. There's 4 hits.
Okay. So you lose a minor action, but you're still able to act.
Cool. So I would like to basically here's what I'd like to do. I would like to run up to her and smash her in the face with a sticky cantaloupe. I'm trying to do basically like some sort of stun damage and also anger the tree spirit so that it focuses on me so other people can finish taking it out.
So each square is 2 meters. So you can move a little bit in, and you think you could probably remember cantaloupes are for throwing.
Yeah, but I'm not good at throwing. I'm really good at close combat, like smashing.
Unfortunately, it's kind of the option they have.
Well, I'll give it a go because why not?
So that'll move you into, we'll say, let's see, 1 more there. And then this will be an athletics test.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
Wow.
Not bad, not bad.
Let's see here. That's
Making Bob do all the extra hard work with improvised weapons.
so you smack her right in the face. And it looks like she takes some stun damage from it as the thing just splashes open across her face.
Perfect.
And for sure, this plant down here does a sort of let's see. So Fisher had more than 1 grenade, right? Who got their grenades last time?
I have 2.
You have 2?
I believe.
I had one and I gave it to somebody else.
Okay, so Nova, you had 2, right?
Yeah, I think we have 2 each. It's
Okay.
4, right? Altogether?
6.
6? Oh,
Yeah, so you each had 2. Now Nova has 1, and then Fisher had 2, and now he has 1 because he threw 1 last turn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna throw because I think he decided that was what he could do, and he's gonna toss at this one. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of 3s and 4s and nothing else. But I think he still has his full edge pool. So why not use it? Oh,
Wow.
roll 20. That is amazing. So the full scatter distance. The thing about grenades is, well, it's close enough, and close is close enough with hand grenades, and so it sort of lands. I need to roll another distance. It sort of lands over here instead of right on the spirit, but it is still enough with its 10-meter splash range.
Ironically enough, that would not be okay in horseshoes, though. In horseshoes, you would have hit Grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, horseshoes, that may be a little far off.
Poor Grandma.
Grandma done got beamed by a horseshoe. And no, I'm not putting that over the air.
Okay.
No, he's saying, and now you'll never know the beauty of Mom's voice.
So it still takes a little bit of damage from it. It is not pleased, but it had been uninjured so far. And so that brings us to, let's see, a quick reorder since Mr. Bell dropped in the order. Now we are at Nova at the top of the third round.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to go in there and throw the other grenade at her.
At Marie?
Yeah.
Okay. So that gets you to about there. Oh yeah, that lands right at her feet. And I need to roll a soak for her.
I say run from that witch.
Wow. That's a lot of 5s and 6s. 7 out of 8. So it splashes like right up her body and across her face, and she appears to be completely unfazed by it.
That's fine, because I have enough I can do a second major action. I'm going to shoot her.
Because you have 5 major actions normally?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, take your shot then.
Wow.
There it is. And that's 2 more agility rolls you made. By the way.
Yes, I'm now maxed out on edge.
Let's see, defense, and I need some pretty serious modifiers on defense.
You know what? Since I have it, I'll just, spend 4 edge to, I don't know. Hold on, we'll just see.
You gonna let it ride? Right now you have 8 net hits. It sounds like you're satisfied with that. Okay. Ooh. So she takes 9p from that shot.
You know what? I'm going to make you reroll soak. Go ahead and do that.
You're going to make me reroll the 2 successes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So she takes the full 11p from that. So for reference, most people have a damage track of 10 boxes. And she was already injured. So you catch her right between the eyes, and the back of her head blows, and she falls over. By the way, this spirit goes away.
I win.
So that's Nova. The spirits are sort of hanging there because they have no targets. Nothing happens there. Curie.
All right, so tree spirit is gone. That was in her. What's she doing?
Bleeding.
Is she still alive or
no?
Hey, are you listening?
No, I just wanted to if I can save her, I want to save her.
Well, you have to collect her face, I think, first.
So you want to run up to her? I mean, I think you wanted to run up to her anyway because she's got that sweet power focus.
Yeah. I still have my astral vision on, so I want to get a good look at it now that nothing's attacking us.
Okay.
Bobby.
So we'll drop out of rounds. That's fine. And as you walk up, what's everybody else doing?
So I'm pointing down my gun into the hole, and then I get a face full of spore, and through my like toothy smile, I guess I inhale a bunch of it.
Yep, that's exactly how it went down.
Yeah.
I leave the greenhouse before I can breathe anything else in.
So you do notice, those of you who had been spored, that has gone away now.
Okay, cool.
That seems to have gone. That seems to have faded with the spirits.
2 of my fire spirits are gone now, by the way. Services are over.
Okay.
Violet looks very excited that the cantaloupe seemed to have helped. And then leaves the greenhouse without touching anything for fear of causing more plant death.
Okay. So Nova and Violet have both stepped out. Fisher will follow you. Mr. Bell sort of standing looking down into the place.
I will gecko grip with my hands on both sides of the greenhouse and hang my head down, and I'll say to Curie, should we ask her questions?
It's at this point that you see from about here some green viney tendrils reach up out of the ground, and one of them grabs Ishiokamari around what's left of her neck, raises her up, and you hear in your head, Ishiokamari, you have failed me. But even in failure, your name brings nourishment. One of the other vines will try to attack Curie.
Of course it will.
Oh. Is that originating from where her icon is on the map currently, or
from the center of that little clearing?
Yeah, aren't you paying attention?
Oh, I fully am.
From right there.
The end of mind.
So I will actually drag her over to where. So now she's where the plant, or where the tendril has dragged her.
As it's dragging her, and we hear that in our head, you can see me like just laughing through. Like
so I need a
nervous maniacal laugh.
I need a defense roll from Curie.
Okay, so that is reaction plus intuition?
Yes. There should be a defense on your character sheet, but that's okay.
Okay. I rolled 2, so I matched it.
Okay, so it does grapple you.
Well then no. Is Edge refreshed?
No.
Oh shoot. What can I do with 1 die?
If you have 1 edge, you can either make me re-roll 1 die or have you re-roll 1 die.
Yeah, you re-roll 1 die.
Okay.
Mother. I'm grappled.
Yeah, so it grapples you about the waist. And since you are a sensing, you sense significant astral power from beneath the earth. It's like this tendril is reaching out from something underground. And you hear in your head, "This name is empty. Why can I not eat this name? What manner of shielding is this?"
It's coming from underground. It's coming from underground as it's trying to grapple.
And you are immobilized.
Okay. Well, my mouth isn't, is it?
That's correct. Yeah. So just to say that you're not running away until you get free.
All right. I'm going to tell my spirit to frag that Drek.
Help. All right.
Frag that Drek.
So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll have the spirit attack.
And if I get a turn, I will.
Yeah, you'll also get a turn.
Okay. Also, did my armor help my roll earlier?
It aids your defense rating. What is your defense rating?
I never remember. Arms? Is that under? No. Defense.
So it is under core combat.
DR5.
Yeah, and then you got the net hits of the spell as bonus armor, as bonus DR.
Okay.
Okay. It is not enough to gain you any edge from that.
Oh, okay. Because with my armor, I got 5 hits on last time.
Yeah. So
okay.
your effective DR is 10.
Oh, okay.
So that's the fire spirit.
I only rolled 7 dice on mine though. On my reaction plus intuition, shouldn't I roll 10 if it's?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't give you extra defense dice. It gives you defense rating.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Defense rating is different than defense dice.
Mm-hmm.
Defense rating is just your body and whatever protective gear or spells you have on you, giving you an edge against someone else attacking you.
Okay.
Whereas defense rating is how fast you think, or defense dice are how fast you think and how fast your body can react. Reaction plus intuition.
So the spirit does somehow it hits the tendril.
Yay, good spirit.
It sort of burns it away a little bit. You think a little bit more would help you, would get you free.
Okay, cool.
So that is your cue.
So I am panicking a little bit, because I don't like being grabbed by things that infect people's minds. So my coldness of being calculated is actually going to turn into white hot energy, and I'm going to cast lightning bolt.
So you hit it.
And I take 1 stun.
You take 2 stun from that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But that's enough to free you from the tendril, as parts of it fall away, sort of singed and burned, and you may now run if that's what you want to do.
After I snatch the focus.
Ooh, okay.
I was going to do this careful. I was going to sense it first and see, but I'm just going to grab that chain because I assume it's a chain around. Oh, no, it's a brooch.
No, it's a brooch, but you think, unless it's like an armor jacket or something, that you could pull it, straight pull it off. But it might allow more tendrils to attack you. If you want to take that risk.
You know what? I'm going to run and tell the spirit to grab the brooch.
Incidentally, you did just get a nerf.
I did? Oh boy, nerfs.
For the focus thief.
Yes. Awesome. All right. So I'll use it as soon as I need it, but Spirit is going to get the, and that's its last service.
Okay.
So as soon as it gives it to me.
And you guys are you're sort of making your way out then?
Oh yeah, I'm sprinting toward that door with my no agility.
How high is she being raised off the ground? Close to me at all?
Curie?
No, homegirl.
No. So it's sort of grabbed her and it's like slammed her to the floor, to the ground.
How much of a shot can I call with 5 edge?
What are you trying to do?
Take the rose myself.
Ooh. Okay. With 5 edge, so you can. I mean, you can't like shoot it and grab it because you're kind of a ways down. But
I want to disappear and try to, like a rogue, take the. I can even wait until the fire spirit tries to engage it. Whatever opportunity would make it easy for me to take it myself and conceal it and not let anybody know that I did.
Okay. Wow. So you could attempt this. You could attempt this either now, or you can, because we're playing a little fast and loose with the initiative order.
Right,
you can sort of wait until after the fire spirit tries.
I don't know if I could take a fire spirit. but if there's a way in all the chaos that I could
there's certainly enough chaos. So with 5 edge, you could. So I will let you with 5 edge. You can sort of jump down there, but you'd be inside.
Mm-hmm.
And grab the thing. Maybe grab the thing and make it a good chunk of the way out. That would be, you'd be done.
Yeah, as stealthily and as unscathed as possible.
Okay, so I will ask you for a couple of things.
Okay.
First will be a athletics check.
Okay. So I'm going to commit to this. I'll spend 5 edge to try to get the rose stealthily.
Okay.
Athletics check?
Yep. Remember, I think you have +3 agility.
Right, yeah. Nice.
Which will be wearing off. I think it's going to be wearing off this turn.
Okay.
And then a stealth check.
Stealth. Which is also agility. Oh.
Okay.
I still have 2.
Wow, were you maxed out on edge as well?
Yeah, because I got that gift.
Yep. And technically, I think you have. Do you have attribute mastery agility?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Just to be sure, I'll re-roll 2 misses.
All right.
Can't mess around. 2d6.
Especially given what you're trying.
I don't know what I tried.
Oh, so it's 3 it is. We're not doing so hot on edge re-rolls tonight. So I need to make a perception test.
Yay!
Oh, hang on. It's supposed to roll.
That's a fire spirit. Well, that's fine.
Let's also roll its intuition. Okay. So you jump down. You sort of swoop the. You do indeed rip the rose off of her jacket and tuck it into yours. And you're sort of making your way out this way. Because the edge is, so over here is the edge, the other edge. There's no door there, but you're thinking just like before, you could break through a plate. And you're kind of away from, you got a lot of trees between you and stuff. But you think maybe the fire spirit saw you.
So have I broken the plate already and I'm outside?
No, you're right at the plate. So you could break it now. I think you could break it now, but you'd have to. And we're playing fast and loose, but it would get to act before you get to exit the building.
Fuck it. I'll break it. I'll break the plate.
All right. So you kick through the plate. The fire spirit does come up to there. And you hear this sort of, if flames could talk, you hear, hand it over. You hear in this sort of crackly, almost fireplace voice.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fight the spirit. Let me get out of here. Can I throw my grenades at the vines? Not at the fire spirit.
Yeah, you can throw. So we'll come back around. So by now everybody else has exited the building, and it's just you and the fire spirit and the vines. And in fact, one of the vines is in range of the fire spirit.
I assume the fire spirit would be telling me what was going on.
You are mentally linked with it. So, to a certain extent, you see what it sees.
So if I'm outside the building, I know he is. Is he dual natured as an adept?
Dual natured, no.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to walk around the building to.
So as far as you know, he is not a sensing.
Okay.
You're talking about Mr. Bell, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run around the building to join the spirit from the other side.
Okay, so that'll be a while.
Yep. But
does she know what I'm doing? Like, how much does the spirit know? And then how much does Curie know in relation? You don't know everything from that I just said. You think
Sarah does. So you think it saw something. Whether you know what spirits can do, you might have some idea. I mean, because you have some idea of magic, you know typically what a spirit knows, its summoner knows.
So meta play.
But I need to roll for it.
I literally told it to get it, and then you went for it. So it is focused on the focus.
I need to roll a defense roll for the fire spirit. And then the fire spirit needs to re-roll all 6 of its successes. And still dodges. Okay. So another tendril does in fact reach for the fire spirit and fails to catch it. Mr. Bell, you are out of the building.
and then I will throw as many grenades as I can, in a turn. Back inside after the tendril.
So each one is major action.
I think I can only do one.
If you want to move, you can probably only do one.
But I'm already outside, right? Or moving is one.
Moving is one, which would take you outside.
Oh, okay. I'll just throw one back then.
Okay.
And I'll say to the spirit, try it. To the fire spirit, try hard, little buddy.
Wow.
But I'm throwing it at the vines.
All right. Go ahead and make an athletics test.
Okay. And my boost is up, right?
So your boost is expired. So technically, I need to have you make a body plus willpower test for drain.
Okay. There's no button for that, right? Drain button.
You might have a drain button under magic.
Oh, it's logic plus willpower. That's what it says here.
It should be body plus willpower.
Okay. Ooh, this is my first time doing whatever this is I'm doing.
2 is what you needed.
Oh, okay.
So you take no drain. Okay, and so with that, with this sort of Benny Hill series of events we've got going on here, we're at the 9 o'clock hour, and so we'll take our first 5-minute break.
Oh, that's me. Hey guys, so don't forget that you can enter to win a copy of the PDF of the core rulebook for Shadowrun 6th World Emerald Glitch, or 6th World Seattle Edition. This is Emerald Glitch. I'm real tired, guys. So you can enter to win by typing #MPC God. Guys, help.
#RemPC.
#RemPC in the chat for a free entry to win. Plus, at 100 bits, we'll get you a bonus entry for every 100 bits. For a subscribe, it'll give you 7 entries for $5, so that's a great perk. And you can also use channel points to affect the game, but bits and subs also affect the game. So for NERPs, that's +3 die to any roll. For 1 edge, so that's going to be 200 bits or 1,000 channel points. You can give a point of edge to any player, or for 500 bits or subscription, or 2,500 channel points, you can also give 4 edge to any player. So lots of ways to interact with the stream now and the players, and you can choose to help Mr. Bell or Curie get this focus. And we'll be back.
And the GM, I see.
No. And we will be back in 5 minutes. We'll see you soon, everyone.
Welcome to the 6th World Shadowrun Edge Zone. New visuals. Enhanced design. Choose your runner. Collect your gear. Buy the latest cyberware, bioware, gear, magic options, and weaponry. Accept your mission. Fight to survive. Unleash your power. Slow down the competition. Come out on top. Edge Zone, the Shadowrun upgradable card game. Now you make the power plays.
What a spell! Spell. She says spell like 92 times.
You gotta feel it.
Spell. 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 Spell.
Oh, well.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
And welcome back, NPCs. We now have this this chase going on. Not really. So what we have is Mr. Bell has just jumped down and taken the power focus off of Ishioka Mari's body. Meanwhile, the spirit has also been tasked to retrieve the focus. And so, so both of them are on their way out of the building.
Oh, the grenade. What happened with the grenade?
Oh, yes, the grenade. So the grenade. The tendril does take a little bit of damage. Not as much as you would expect for plants, though. So maybe this tendril thing isn't entirely plant material. And with that, you exit the building. The fire spirit is in tow. So it's following you out.
I will vanish, and I will begin running back to join the group in this direction.
You're going clockwise around the dome, essentially. We have this chase around the dome. Is not really. I mean, you eventually sort of catch up with the crew.
Speaking of Benny Hill, the music is playing, and we're running around the dome.
The whole yakety saxophone.
Yeah.
We can't actually play it, or we'll be kicked off.
Yeah.
It's very close, but not copyrighted music.
Yeah.
So you rejoin the van, and the spirit rejoins you, Curie.
I say to Mr. Bell, show me the focus.
The focus?
The
What
rose
do you mean?
brooch.
Ah, here you are. And I'll even hand it over dramatically, like in a movie.
Sort of.
Yeah, exactly.
Before I touch it, I'd like to sense it.
Okay. Yeah, because you hadn't gotten a really good look at it yet.
Nope.
And I'm smiling, but my eyes are serious.
So, the usual Mr. Bell.
Yes.
So with 3 hits, you see that it is a power focus. Its force is lower than you. And that is it.
Cool, it's safe. I'm going to take it.
All right.
I'll look at Violet and say, all right, if this is my payment instead of the new yen.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. If you start pointing fingers and things start turning gold, we will have to take it away from you. I do have a few candles left. They seem to be very effective.
Let's actually, that's a good point, Violet. Why don't we test this and see what happens? I'm going to go ahead and lightning bolt the dome, because whatever's in there with that plant thing, it needs to light up and burn in hell. So
you basically try to burn down the dome.
Yeah.
With the understanding that you have not bonded to the power focus.
Oh, I have to do that first? I didn't.
Yes, you have to bond to it before you
I
get
have to attune in D&D terms?
It's much worse than that, because bonding a focus costs you karma, as you know.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
In the case of a power focus, it costs you a not insubstantial amount of karma.
Oh.
Cool. Well, I know how I'm leveling up. So
how long does that take to do? Is it like a
I don't think the rules are specific about how long it takes. It's kind of assumed that it's downtime, though.
Yeah,
Because you're spending a lot of karma.
Yeah, I think it's more that karma spend. So
yeah, that's the big thing. And for a Force 3 power focus, which is what you thought it was before.
Ooh.
All you know from sensing at this time is it's smaller than you are.
Yeah, I'll take a better look at it when I'm home.
But if it is indeed a Force 3, that's 18 karma.
All right, so within the next 2 to 3 months of game, I will
Hashtag long-term goals.
Yeah, it's and then whatever consequences come with it. But I plan on, when I'm staring lovingly at it at home later, I'll get another read on it.
So we'll bring us back to the splash page.
How come I have a feeling that there's going to be a scene where Mr. Bell tries to rob me, or burgle me?
burgle you? Don't sleep by me. Sleep with one eye open. No, just kidding.
Looks like I won't be lodging at the Green Mansion, where horrible things happen.
But there's a room just for you.
Yeah.
Violet,
there's a weird energy between Mr. Bell and Curie.
I wasn't going to say anything, but you never know what love looks like. It takes its own forms with its own folks.
That's what I was thinking. Well, let's see what happens.
So you're all in the van. Where are you going at this point? You're driving away from a burning dome.
So
did we achieve what we came here to do?
I believe that Violet's fan was investigating Miss Mari, and we instead killed her.
So what has happened is that we have killed the individual that Mr. Denny was investigating. No, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. Actually, we did. So we killed the individual that hired Mr. Denny to do the investigating, and we killed the individual that Mr. Denny was investigating. So there's been a lot of murder lately. But I feel like in this particular instance, it's all balanced out because now there's nobody left to investigate or be investigating. And poor Mr. Denny is just a statue. Oh, did we determine that he was dead under all that gold casing?
I mean, how would he be breathing?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're nose holes or something.
Magic is weird.
Did you look? I did not look. If there was no...
I don't believe there was a straw. So I'm unclear, but that would be the only thing I'd like to check.
Well, yeah, there's that really old cartoon movie where these gargoyle statues that live on top of this cathedral, when they're not stone, they can breathe and stuff. So I mean, why not this guy if we ungold him?
Did they get turned stone by that weird hand? Because then this would all make sense and be very nicely related.
We still don't know anything about the hand, if it's involved with this.
It was part of his collection, and so was the brooch.
We could check. We could turn around and check the farmhouse and see if there was anything in there.
Do you think that underground plant, whatever, is going to get us if we stick around?
I mean, it's possible. Also, Roland, I hate your face.
I didn't say anything.
I know.
Shall we check out the farmhouse?
The smug look of politely following the conversation upsets me. You got a magic item, I got a magic item. Let's back off now. All right. Yeah, I mean, we could check. I don't know where the hand would have ended up if not with her.
Well, maybe she's got other things that she has burgled from other folks.
Let's look.
The farmhouse. And I U-turn towards wherever that is.
And the spirit is gone. And
It's behind you.
the other thing, how long does the stim patch?
1 hour.
Cool. So
how
I've got a rest.
Would you be?
The clock is
Very
ticking.
knocked out. Could perhaps we come back and investigate the farmhouse later? After a nice car nap?
I mean, I don't think it's going anywhere. Do we know if she had any relatives who might come poking around, looking and see that she's got no back of her head?
I mean, if she's been possessed by something for this long without anyone noticing.
Respectfully, Miss Violet, if we've achieved what we came here to do, I must return back.
That is fair. Miss Curie, if you want to come back, I will be happy to come with you. And we do have compensation for this job, which I guess we've completed. And to the best of our ability, because the person we would talk to cannot talk back to us.
All right, I killed him. Okay, yes.
That was not a judgment, Miss Nova. That was just a fact.
But you know what? Now we can go and go through her shop if we want to now, because I mean, technically she doesn't own it because she's dead.
That I'm fine with. But the other thing to keep in mind too is what follow-up questions are there, Violet. So, I mean, we don't know who he was investigating for. We don't know who his client was.
No, his client was the other person we killed.
Oh, it was the Technomancer.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there are literally no one else to talk to about any of this that we know of.
Right. But I do have concerns about how a spirit came to possess this woman and what that thing was that managed to live underground, because a spirit, at least in the astral, cannot cross through Earth. So it's manifested if it's a awakened being. Clearly it's an awakened being, but...
Well, maybe this sounds like we all go take a nap, dispense payment, do a little bit of research, and then maybe come back out for some more investigating. We've got some clear ideas of what we want to look at.
I would like to know that creature is dead.
I mean, I have no problem setting fire to dirt if it's going to work.
With that, I recline in the van and...
so the stim patch at this point wears off. So go ahead and take 7 boxes of stun.
I'm unconscious.
As we drive, periodically you see my eyes look into the rear view. Just periodically looking at Curie.
And Curie, if you have any extra boxes of stun, they do become physical.
Ooh.
I have 1 box of physical.
Okay. The fun dangers of stim patches. So you're driving. Are you driving to? So you drive sort of past the Talismonger shop, Mari's farm, and good make memory tests. Those of you who are still conscious.
You know, with all this edge, I just reroll my failures.
Yikes.
Do it.
So, Mr. Bell, you sort of drive past, and you guys see that you're driving past. The memory of this place is becoming pretty fuzzy. It's like, I mean, you've been here. You think Curie slumped over right over there and went inside astrally. You're not quite sure why.
Just to do with this shop, right? We still remember about the farm and all that stuff, right?
Now that you mention it, it's a little hazy. It's really hazy to you, Mr. Bell.
Yeah.
The rest of you, so Violet and Nova, I mean, you remember you were there. You remember you had a firefight there. Really, what you're having trouble putting your finger on is the name, and eventually, since Fisher's also in the backseat, he sort of pulls up the file that you guys had, and the file is the only reason you remember the name Ishiokamari.
Mr. Bell, can you sense magic?
Can I, Bob?
So you do have astral perception, right?
I can. I say.
I don't believe you have the sensing skill.
Oh, I guess not. No.
You're not terribly good at it. I'm sorry, the astral skill.
I can only see in astral.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Can you see in astral? Is there anything affecting our memory? Do you think maybe it's a spell? Curie, wake up! And then I just crawl into the backseat and shake her. Like a loose.
When she asks that question, wherever we are driving, I come to a stop.
Okay.
I perceive an astral, and I'll turn around and look at everybody.
I mean, you see everybody. There's no more fire spirit. But you see the five of you in the vehicle.
I'm afraid I don't see anything.
Is he able to unskilled?
Say what?
Can Mr. Bell unskilled roll for this?
No, astral skill cannot be used untrained. Now, I think there's an edge action you might be able to do for that.
I don't have any more edge.
I would like to give edge to give him one.
Let's see. We'll call it 2 edge. For now, 2 edge will do it until I find out differently. So it costs you 4 edge to give him those 2 edge.
Violet, you got any edge to give him?
Sure, I can give him 2 edge if you can give 2 edge.
Excellent, done.
All right, so you each lose 2 edge, and Mr. Bell, you gain 2 edge, which I think you're now going to use for an astral test, untrained.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't have to, but I think that was the idea.
Well, that's what I was asked to do, so...
Yep. So it's an unskilled intuition test. And you're spending the 2 edge in order to gain the ability to do that.
Just regular intuition?
Yep.
One hit.
Okay, so you see some things you haven't seen before. I mean, you can sort of use the auras that you're seeing sort of make sense to you. Fortunately, I still have my sensing table up. 1 hit doesn't get you much, but you do find. I mean, you get kind of what you expect. That Violet and Curie are both awakened. Fisher and Nova are both mundane. You sense like different sparkles around each of them that tell you that. You don't sense any. I mean, it's hard to tell because you've never really seen like this deep into their auras before, but you don't sense any outside influence.
Do you think
the rose is definitely magical.
Do you think that accessing something like this, without being like, I'm not supposed to be able to do this, right, Bob? So as a member of my order, in the condition that I am, do you think that would affect me at all in any way? This is like the.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Dang it, we're all going to get murdered by Mr. Bell now. I triggered it. It was a bad ask.
Well, Bob has to make it up on the fly, so we'll see what he comes up with.
So yeah, you I mean, it's kind of hard, but I mean, you're kind of, you can't help but sense yourself, and you do sense. Wow, so there are all sorts of things that could happen with one hit. General state of the subject's health, and general emotional state of the subject. And you get, I mean, on yourself, your aura is really a jumble. I mean, you've never noticed it before, but your aura is definitely a jumble. Like something has messed with you astrally. But beyond that, you can't really tell.
Okay. So I kind of blink out of that. That's odd. And then I turn back around in my seat. That's it.
Are we okay, Mr. Bell?
Violet. Hi, Violet. You seem okay to me.
Okay.
And you do, Violet. You definitely sense that it's the flip of the switch that you're kind of used to seeing from Mr. Bell.
And I only have empathic sense, so I can't do a full sensing.
Although it occurs to you that, I mean, that might be some information at least.
Sure. Since we're here, since the car has been safely taken off the side of the road, don't sense and drive, kids.
Important safety tip.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's intuition plus perception from me.
And let me pull up empathic sense. Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Now, I do. So I also have enhanced perception, which gives me an edge. It says when observing a detail or making a perception test to find something hidden.
Yep. And this is a perception test, and there's definitely hidden stuff about Mr. Bell.
Okay.
So that'll be worth some edge.
All right. So then I'm going to take that edge, and I will go ahead and try to reroll all my failures.
Ooh.
And spend the 4 edge to do it.
Okay.
So I'll reroll 8 dice.
Reroll 8 dice.
There we go.
So 5.
Is much better than 2.
Okay, so you do get the full table within limits. Yeah, so you really haven't looked at Mr. Bell in that sort of detail before, but something's not right about him. It's like you sense there are personalities that have been jumbled. You sense that there are memories that have just gone. And with 5 hits, you sense there is another signature, another emotion that is buried like a seed in his psyche.
But it's not a monad situation.
It is not a monad situation.
What's that mean?
That's what I. That's what I.
Oh no!
That's what I said. That's interesting about, because the sensing table does not mention sensing monads,
No,
but
No.
but the empathic sense power does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
For some reason, you're pretty sure it's not a monad. For some reason, though, you get a feeling it's potentially far, far worse.
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that. you hear from the back. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
What's a monad?
So in Shadowrun lore, there is something called CFD. I can't remember the full phrasing.
Cognitive fragmentation disorder.
That's it. Basically, sentient AI get into your brain and overwrite you.
Oh.
And sometimes they want to go to Mars, and sometimes they don't.
Don't like it.
Remember that gear in the what book is it? It's the combat book, Firing Squad. Remember that gear in Firing Squad that you were looking at, like the collapsible stock you were looking at originally, that I said was only from that was best for monads. Because all the stuff in Firing Squad that's by Evo is designed by monads.
Oh,
for monads.
Oh, okay. I'll do some reading after this.
So Violet is going to take stock of what she's observed, and then she'll say, "So, Mr. Bell, I know that I did not go through the proper channels for your assistance. However, we did get some new yen for this, and I would like to distribute that to you. Is there some sort of procedure I need to follow for that, or can I just..."
Simply handing over the credits will be just fine.
And so you get 5,000 new yen. And that's everybody.
You can split mine, because I said my payment was the rose.
Then you get 6,000. Everyone gets an extra 1,000 new yen. Yeah, that's
all right.
That math works.
Sure says.
And I guess an extra 1,000 for Bob.
Score.
Because I realized that 5 divided by 4 is not 1,000.
I just figured you were taking the extra 1,000 for yourself.
No. No, I would take the extra 1,000 to go towards a funeral. Benny.
Oh, that's fair.
They could put him in the mausoleum. How much do you think he's worth?
That is not something that I have any kind of access to. And I'd be scared to start asking around.
All right, so money has been dispersed.
Well, I'm still really confused about why my memory's all getting weird.
That is concerning.
Oh. Yeah, do you want to replay the question about the credits? I'll be like, What did we even do to get this?
And Fisher says, well, you gave him a copy of the file, but he beams a copy to everybody and says, my memory's getting kind of fuzzy. I find I need this as a reminder for who it was we dealt with back there.
I'm sure we're all just tired. We've been up since, some of us anyway, have been up since 5, 6 o'clock this morning. I'm sure when we sleep it off and wake up in the morning, it'll all be fine.
I doubt it, but okay.
So you guys then keep driving out of there, or do you stop by the shop, or what do you do?
If we remember to stop by his shop, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you can do that. After looking at the file again, the file had Mari's farm. It had some reconnaissance photos from inside that Denny took. So you're sort of refreshing your memory about this. Really, the only thing that keeps slipping your mind, you have to look at it like 2 or 3 times every time you look at it, is the name Ishioka Mari.
Wait a minute. Did that lady get eaten by that plant?
Yes, now you're remembering the plant, and you heard in your head that her name was nourishing to it.
Oh.
Oh my god. I think I figured out magic, you guys.
What is it? What's the secret?
The magic thing. What's the magic lady's name? And that's why we're having a hard time remembering this lady. Because her name got eaten.
Isn't that some sort of fairy thing? That's
As a matter of fact, yes, that is a fairy thing or whatever.
That seems like something that you would know about because you know things about many names.
Yes.
Hashtag Q for Novavax.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, okay.
I was just going to encourage us to go check out the shop again.
Yep. So the van does pull up to the shop. Unless Mr. Bell really wants to go someplace else, because he's the one driving.
Nope. If I was asked to go to the shop, that's where I would go. But I think after this, I'm going to give control of the van back to
Fisher.
Fisher, because I don't think he would let me continue to drive.
Yeah, he's been kind of uncomfortable in this middle seat that is clearly not made for trolls. And you've had, by contrast, a lot of extra room in the front seat, which is made for trolls.
Driving.
So it's that, yeah, you're driving like this, and you're having trouble reaching the pedals. It's like when you get the car back from the valet and they've had to slide the seat all the way up. So you pull up to the shop, and by now it is it's about 3:30 p.m. now.
How long has it been since we left the greenhouse?
You know what? We'll call it 4 o'clock. So it's been a couple of hours. So Curie has passed out and now has a chance to make a body plus willpower test to heal a few boxes of stun. So that we don't have to have Curie not appearing in this scene.
I mean, all right, so I got 2 hits so far.
Yeah, I saw body and willpower.
So I have no physical left now, and...
Oh, no, the physical remains. You're healing stun boxes.
Oh, okay. So just 2 stun boxes then?
Yep.
All right. I can wake up, but I'm very, very hurt.
Mm-hmm. You're probably at what, -3 to everything now?
Yep.
And is that
I'm
when we
still on
arrive?
another stim patch. It'll be fine.
Is that like when we arrive, when she wakes up, or all on the way?
Almost on cue.
When you open your eyes, it's me standing in front of you. You're awake, Curie. We're back at the shop. You should come and join us.
How close are you? Because if you're like right here, I'm casting Ice Spear.
No, I'm not Aegis. No, I'm standing out just right by the door.
Okay.
The van's probably not big enough to do that. But yeah, you wake up and you sort of glance over and he's at the door.
Smiling and staring.
And perhaps this is the one moment in your life you wish he had gone invisible when he stepped out.
I search my pockets for the rose.
Is the rose still there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I kind of like weakly lift myself from the back seat and start trying to climb out of the van.
Okay.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're checking the store again.
All right.
I don't remember why.
Do I remember why?
You had an investigation that brought you here. You're not sure who you're investigating, though.
I must have.
You can't.
Overdone it.
You can't remember the name somehow. But the place has a sign out front that says Mari's Farm.
All right. Let's go. I guess. What are we looking for?
I have written in marker on my arm fairies and then an alligator eating mouth thing and then Ishiokamari name exclamation mark.
Okay. Are you showing this to anybody, or is that just your so you remember it?
So that I remember it, and then if I hear anyone else forgetting, I'll remember to look at it, and then I share.
Yeah, so you as you're finishing drawing, you hear Curie forgetting the name, and so you look down again at it, and you look down again at it.
Yep, I've had time to think about my Jeopardy trivia, and fun fact, if you give a fairy your name, it has power over you and can sometimes take over your body and control you. So, possession. Best way to counter it is to find out the fairy's name and use it against them.
All right.
Hashtag Novafax.
So, why are we here?
You're a magic person. This is a magic store. The person is dead. I guess have at it.
I'll walk in the door and flip to Astrovision as I look around, like with a migraine.
So yeah, you look around. You can go ahead and make an sensing test with your wound modifier.
Astral signatures or no?
Sure.
All right, that was.
And this is as you're walking into the shop, right?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, that is an uncomfortable number of ones.
Let's see. What did I get?
It's not a glitch, but it is an uncomfortable number of ones.
Oof. Oof. Listen, it's the migraine and it's the magic hangover.
Yeah, so I mean, with 2 hits, I mean you're not seeing as clearly as you normally would. You're feeling it. Whether it's all the casting or the stim patch hangover or whatever. You do sort of look in astrally. The thing that was hanging from the skylight before is not there.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Life. There is life in here, and of course, the area inside appears to have a background count that is aspected toward plant.
Okay.
But you see there's a sort of a shop area with a lot of like house plants and like a whole bunch of like different house plants that you might get herbs from. And there's a room and there's a door in back that from the surveillance photos would have led to an office. And there's another door in back that the surveillance photos indicate leads to a restroom.
All right, I'll just kind of make my way like through the shop, kind of slowly, just looking around at everything and taking my time since like I kind of have one eye open because it's bright. Or is there bright and it hurts?
Mm-hmm. It hurts. And yeah, right about now, yeah, you've got, it's not like high noon, but you do catch the glimpse of the sunlight coming through the skylight. Perhaps a little too bright at times.
Yeah, I hiss a little bit at it.
Hashtag totally not a vampire.
Yeah. I put on my goggles. Hey, I haven't worn these in a while.
Okay. Are you the only one going in, or is everybody else going in?
I'll go in.
Okay.
I'll go in last. Kind of stand by the door. I don't have any desire.
Fisher's in the van.
Mr. Bell, you may want to keep an eye on our friends at the fruit stand. Make sure they don't get too suspicious.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly. I do that.
So does Violet go in?
Yeah, she'll go in.
Okay. So you guys go in, and sure enough, I mean, you see the storefront. There's a little counter up in front with a matrix terminal. There's that door. There's a door off to the side that leads to an office, and the door in back that leads to a bathroom.
So as I walk just the main floor, and like behind the cash register and stuff, nothing pops out at me.
You can see assorted reagents around. I mean, if you're looking to rob the place, you could stock up on reagents.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing right now. Like, that's fine. I'll pocket some of those. I have lots of pockets in my lab coat.
All right, so Curie's going through the shop, just sort of yoink, yoink, yoink. We'll say you get. I mean, you're sort of looting the place. You'll get, let's say, 100 drams of reagents.
Yay! Okay. I guess I'll go to the office next.
Okay. So you open the door to the office, and in there you see there's a little cot in back, like it sort of wraps around. There's a little cot, but as soon as you walk in, there's a desk with some paperwork, and sort of off to the side is a box about square base, maybe about a foot square by 2 feet tall.
What kind of lid?
It's all wood.
So it's just...
It's like a small crate.
Okay. So how would you open the box?
So you could. I mean, the top would come off.
Okay. I think about levitating it, but I'm just gonna open it with my foot because if I pass out from casting an easy levitate,
That'd be embarrassing.
It'd be pretty embarrassing. So.
So you do sort of a high kick because it's on the desk, and you're trying to kick the.
I lean against the door and just kind of like toe it, you know.
Okay. So yeah, you eventually you do manage to kick the lid off without knocking the box over.
And then I peek.
You peek in, and there is a gold gilded rose there.
Yeah. So looking with my astrovision.
Sure.
Can I make a fresh roll on that, or
you may make a fresh roll on that? Okay.
3 hits, a little bit better.
Surprise! Everyone's getting a rose this episode.
Apparently, Curie's getting them all. But as you look in, you look in it astrally. This is not a power focus.
Okay.
It is a simple gold gilded rose, but you're sure there is a spell on it. And you think, because of your magical experience, there's some sort of alchemical preparation on it.
Oh.
So, like, touch it and burn or something like that. Like
Something like that, yeah.
Or turn into gold.
that's that. Listen, the hangover is slowing me down. Okay. I'd be like, "Hey, Fisher, come pick this up." But instead, I'm going to. First thing I want to kind of do is, you know how like they wrap plants and stuff in like a paper kind of thing? I want to find something that I can like touch on the rose and see if it's going to affect the paper or whatever.
Yes, you pick up a piece of paper from the desk and you touch the rose with just the paper.
Yeah.
And nothing happens.
All right. So I'm going to...
While Curie is thinking about that, we're at our 10 o'clock hour, so we'll take our 10-minute break.
All right, let's see if I can do better this break than I did at the previous one. I talked already, which is a good sign. So, here's the thing. You can do a whole lot of stuff with us right here on this chat and for this show. So first thing you can do is get bonus entries to win, because we're doing a giveaway of a PDF of the core rulebook for Shadowrun 6th edition. So type #RunPC in the chat to get your free entry. Then for every 100 bits you donate, you can get another entry. And for a subscribe, you get 7 entries. So for the price of $5, you get 7 entries. So that's lots of ways that you can get bonus entries to win. And then also, you get to play with us now, which is so exciting. So with channel points, bits, and subscribes, you can give rewards to the player of your choice. So how to do that is, no, not Bob. So how you do that is channel points. I believe it is 500 points gets you NERPs, which is +3 to any dice roll to the player of your choice. For 1,000 channel points, you can do a point of edge to any player. And for 2,500 channel points, you can do 4 edge to the player of your choice. Now for bits, for 100 bits, that's $1. You can do the NERPs. For 200 bits, that's $2. You can do the point of edge. Or for, I think it was, 500 bits, that's $5. Get 4 edge to give to the player of your choice. And finally, again, the subs, if you subscribe, you can give 4 edge to any player. So lots of cool ways to play with us, impact the game, turn things around, cause trouble and mayhem. It's up to you. But that's all the ways you can interact and enter to win. So other than that, we will be back in 10 minutes. See you soon.
Welcome to the 6th world, Shadowrun. Edge Zone. New visuals. Enhanced design. Choose your runner. Collect your gear. Buy the latest cyberware, bioware, gear, magic options, and weaponry. Accept your mission. Fight to survive. Unleash your power. Slow down the competition. Come out on top. Edge Zone. the Shadowrun upgradable card game. Now you make the power plays.
The earth has changed. All that once was is no more. Cities remade. Power reshaped. Races reborn. Reality reimagined. Violence unleashed. The earth has changed. She no longer sleeps. She has awakened.
What a spell! Spell!
Spells.
Spell! She says spell like 92 times.
You gotta feel it.
Spell! 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 Spell!
Oh, well.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
And welcome back. We are about to see Curie experiment with the rose, I think. The second rose.
Yes.
That she's just found in Mari's farm's office.
Step 1. I use the paper to, like, carefully, without ever making contact with the gold, to scoop up the rose. Kind of like sandwich. So, okay, here's a pen. And here's my paper. So I'm going to kind of get it underneath and then pick it up.
So the rose is vertical in the box.
Oh, it's standing up?
Yeah, it's standing up.
Magic.
Like Beauty and the Beast.
All right. Well, then, with the paper between, I am going to, like, try to scoop it up as little without touching it as possible so that, like, I can kind of, like...
Make a... So as you do so, go ahead and make a... Let's call it agility plus logic test.
Oh, no. All right. Here's agility and here's logic. Oh, those wound modifiers, man.
So roll 3 more dice. Because you do have the wound modifiers, but only once.
Oh, okay. 2 hits.
Okay. So you scoop it up.
I did it.
You did it. You get this piece of paper wrapped around the rose, and you're kind
of... And I'm not dead?
Like precariously holding this rose wrapped in paper.
All right. So then what I want to do is go back out of the office and touch it to a plant. Because living... And see what it does.
Sure. So yeah, you touch it to the plant, and that plant, it's like it's freezing and frost is going over it, but it's gold. It's instantly, the plant is gilded.
Hey guys, we're rich.
And you see now the magic is drained from the rose you're holding.
It's regular gold rose now?
Yep. There's like a residual signature, like you can sense the spellcaster signature, but the active magic is gone. It's like it's a one-time thing.
So looking back at the flower then that I just turned gold, does that have the spell on it now?
There is a spell active on it, yes.
And the original one's still gold.
Yeah.
So that means that they didn't replace the rose in that Technomancer's place. They just transferred the magic.
I guess so.
But then I had some questions, and I don't... okay. So if Mr. Denny is gold-plated, but this is also gold-plated, can you break it up in a little bit so everyone gets a gold seed? It seems like it moves from one to the other.
Well, as you're asking this question, the plant that you touched with the rose begins to decrystallize, and it's just a plant now.
So it's temporary?
It's temporary.
But it was in the box as gold.
I sense it.
So there's the signature of a spell that was like the residue of a spell. But that spell is expired.
Is it back on this thing?
Do you touch it?
I sense it.
It is not back on that thing.
I try to touch it to a plant again.
Okay. Doink.
All right.
So you're pretty sure whatever the plant in the box was a one-time
decoy,
possibly not chemical preparation, possibly a decoy or a trap. Yes.
So I know that Nova's being super quiet right now, but I did hear about this thing that I know she would want to talk about. That's a stone for philosophy or something?
Are you talking about the Philosopher's Stone?
Probably.
The myth about eternal life.
And also, doesn't it turn like lead to gold or teeth to gold or something like that?
I believe that there was something about it turning something to gold. I don't remember the legend.
She does interject with a Nova fact that the Philosopher's Stone was a legendary item that alchemists would use to turn lead to gold.
But there's also that hand. I don't know where this originated. It's possible that some sort of spell was just placed on this item since it doesn't seem to retain the magic ability.
Is there any labeling on the wooden box?
Nope.
Let's search the rest of the office.
Okay. So you search the rest of the office. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Violet, I'll keep looking in the astral if you look in the physical.
I can do that.
That stim patch hangover is getting to you.
I really hurt. I'm fascinated, but thinking is painful.
I get that sometimes too.
So Violet, you do get an edge from your perception adept power because you made a perception test. Yeah, so you're looking around the office, and you're having to remind yourself every once in a while. Yes, this is Ishioka Mari's place, and you find that there are some papers in there. You find actually a card that looks like maybe it's an old Valentine's Day card. And you open it up. It's sort of it has it's like a heart, and it's got all sorts of flowers around it. And it's signed Freddie.
Signed Freddie?
Freddie.
Sorry, my dogs are growling.
Yeah.
I did not write down, was Freddie the first name of Denny? Because that was his Dennis.
It's not.
Okay.
It's the guy from the Stuffer Shack.
I thought that was Franco. Or Ferdinand? I can't remember.
Yeah, you can't remember his name either. You think it's an F name.
Oh,
The spirit has eaten his name, too. The Stuffer Shack spirit.
Well, I will share that with the group.
Okay. Peter Denny Denton.
Thank you.
And you find a couple of cred sticks around, and there's a matrix terminal that Fisher will eventually hack, and it's basically the business records of the shop. But the two cred sticks each have 580 on them.
Selling the gold rose would be a nice reward as well.
But there is no gold rose anymore, is there?
The original one that was in the box is still gold.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's still gold gilded.
I missed that part.
It just is no longer magical.
Well, I think someone would like it. Are there any sort of like shipping manifests or anything?
No, most of it is research notes. And what you find as you sort of dig through research, so there's stuff that's like, there's arcane stuff that you're not sure about, like weird sigils, weird words, diagrams of how you might position your hands to gesture for a spell, maybe. But in one of those, there is a picture drawn of the rose, and it's hand drawn, so you can't tell if it's this rose or the one that Curie has.
Well, I will gather all those and show them to Curie. And maybe some light reading when you're feeling better.
And as you dig further in the desk, you do come across a paper deed. Actually, two of them. One for this property and one for the place you just burned.
It's in their paper, though.
It's like it's more of a paper printout, though.
Okay.
We burned the greenhouse?
Well, let's not go so far as to say we, but one of your team burned the dome.
Oh, I didn't remember that being finalized.
Yes, there was a lightning bolt cast.
I mean, the fire spirits also started stuff inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were some fire spirit shenanigans. There was definitely a burning that occurred.
Yeah.
And you're sure, now that you think of it, you're sure you heard a fire truck go by while you were driving around.
It's off the grid, though. What do they know? We'll call the fire department. Those are official deeds?
They're basically they're printouts of, like, somebody went onto the Matrix, they pulled up their deed in the official Matrix records, and they made a hard copy.
But that doesn't mean the person who was holding it necessarily.
It's not a bearer bond. It's not like I hold the paper. I own this place.
Right.
This is the 2080s, not the 1880s.
Well,
I mean,
boring.
You could do some Matrix shenanigans with your Decker.
Well, I'll gather all that stuff up and share what I've learned with the group.
Okay.
I'll check the bathroom just real quick, because sometimes people leave stuff in the tank, and
Okay. So you do check the tank and everything. It is a clean bathroom. You don't find anything hidden in the tank. It's got just the faintest hint of a rose scent in here that is above and beyond what is outside.
Anything in the astral?
No.
Right. And I'll just search real well, like under the sink and all of that.
Sure.
I'm just glad there's not a gilded poo. That would be really mean.
I did not intend to make a poop joke tonight, but now that you've done it.
You gave us a bathroom.
And the rose smell is a byproduct.
Because real people have bathrooms.
All right.
I guess I should have glossed it over because technically the bathroom in this case has no part of the story.
What about the ceiling panels? Anything up there? Stand on the toilet?
Sure. You sort of look up there and you do find there's a it's essentially a go bag. You're all too familiar with the runner's go bag. It's essentially a survival kit, and there's a pistol inside.
All right. Good to have.
So I assume you take that. You can go and put those on your sheet, or give them to whomever. And you guys have fully looted this place as much as, I mean, as much as one really can.
All right, I'm finished here.
Okay.
Back to the farmhouse, or wait until I'm feeling better?
I do believe that's your call, Miss Curie.
I would love at least one more hour of a nap.
Mr. Bell, can we...
I'm doing what you told me to do. I'm doing what you told me to do, and I'm watching the fruit stand.
Those poor farmers are probably very uncomfortable right now.
So no, by now they've closed up the fruit stand because it's going on. It's going on 5 o'clock. You know what? I will, since you haven't really exerted yourself in this last hour, Curie, I will allow you to make a resting test.
Ooh. All right, let's do body plus.
You're going to ruin your reputation.
Oh wait, hold on. No wounds. All right, so 2 boxes.
All right.
I'm at a -2 now.
Well, that's something.
Yeah. We can go, I guess.
No, I will hand Mr. Bell one of the 500 UN sticks as we're coming out. This is to retain your services for a little while longer, if you don't mind.
Sure thing.
So you switch places again with Fisher, and you're driving to the farmhouse. Is that what I heard?
Nope. He would probably drive.
So remember, the farmhouse is off the grid, off the paved road.
Oh, right.
So there's the potential for a driving test involved.
Do we remember where it is?
Because you're going over your notes again, you do find yourself having to consult your notes again. But I mean, you do remember that you had a fight out in this dome, and you have a vague recollection that there's a farmhouse nearby. It's really the only thing you're having trouble remembering is the name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, let's get this over with. Get out of the car to search. I want to look as we go past the dome, a sense, and see if there's any ground movement or whatever in the astral.
So the dome is over top of it. It's like it's already been it's like the fire department's been here and gone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's like the burned and soaked.
There's not a bunch of dead
dome.
Firefighters.
No, they've gone by now.
Okay.
So it's been like 3 hours.
That's hope. Well, I mean, dead firefighters from a vine plant thing that's trying to kill everyone.
Since you mention it.
Oh, geez.
No.
All right. Yeah, let's get it over with.
So you go up to the farmhouse, and it's like I said, it's probably a couple hundred meters from the dome. There is, as you're sort of going up to it, you do notice there's like a fence line. I mean, it's seen better days, but there's a fence line there. So who owns the farmhouse may not be who owned the dome.
Oh.
What were the 2 deeds for? You said one was the shop. Was the other for the farmhouse or the dome?
The dome.
Okay.
Oh.
And you do see it's sort of it's demarcated. You sort of look up the map and everything, and it's just like the area around the dome. It's a separate piece of property from the farmhouse.
Well, this was a waste of time.
Really? It's.
Does
So
it
you're
look like
saying
we're going
neighbors?
home?
Yeah, it looks like people. You see some movement inside the farmhouse. You see some people sort of around back. You see somebody bringing in. They've got like a sack of something they're bringing in.
We probably don't want to loot something with people there.
I doubt it's even related to her, but knowing the astral signatures of what we were fighting and of her, why don't I just astrally check it out quickly and see if there's
Okay. So you slump back in your seat in the van, and you can go ahead and make another sensing test. Oof.
I'm struggling, guys.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we all are. I mean, it's roll 20.
Let's roll 20. Well, but Curie, especially with her wounds, is not helping things.
Sure.
So yeah, it hurts. But you go around the farmhouse, you see this is a place, it's not like aspected toward anything. There's no background count. It looks pretty mundane to you. It's a farmhouse. It's like a working farm. It looks like there's a family sort of gathering for dinner.
And as they are, as I sense, like, the different rooms and stuff, like, aura is sometimes left behind by, like, blood or like, just life stuff, you know? Like, so do I get a sense that that the person whose name I can't remember might live here, or no? Okay. All right, I'm going to go back to my body and be like, no, it's a dead end. She has nothing to do with this place.
Well, it's good to be thorough.
Right. I fall asleep.
Well, I don't have anything to do out here, so I believe we are concluded.
Yeah, so we'll wrap things up here. We have one more short break, and then I think we have a last chance for people to enter the drawing.
Yep. Hashtag RemPC, bits and subs. So do it to get your last chance to win the Shadowrun PDF we are giving away tonight. But we'll be back in 5 minutes or so. Yep. And then we'll do the drawing. Bye, everyone.
All right, see you then.
Welcome to the 6th world, Shadowrun. Edge Zone. New visuals. Enhanced design. Choose your runner. Collect your media. Buy the latest cyberware, bioware, gear, magic options, and weaponry. Accept your mission. Fight to survive. Unleash your power. Slow down the competition. Come out on top. Edge Zone, the Shadowrun upgradable card game. Now you make the power plays.
What a spell. She says spell like 92 times.
You gotta feel it.
Spell.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
And welcome back. So now that we have closed the case of the Midas Talismonger, I think we have a winner for tonight.
We do. Our winner is Origil. I'm so sorry. Orygile. Orygguil. Yay!
Orygguil?
Appreciate you. You are the winner. Watch your sorry. Watch your Twitch whispers because we'll be reaching out to you to get your email address to get you a copy of the PDF. Congratulations. And thank you for joining us and participating. We appreciate you. And we also we had some great gifts donated this stream. So we got Mr. Bell got 2 rounds of 4-edge. Nova got a 4-edge, and I got some NERPs. So thank you guys.
I think Mr. Bell has spent one of those rounds at least.
Yeah. So thank you. We really appreciate you guys. Everything that you do, donate to the stream helps us pay our cast and crew. So we really appreciate it. Let's do our around the table.
Sure.
Okay. Jen, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Jen. I run the Geek Forge, and I also play on Tuesday nights with Bob over on the Master of Rem Twitch channel. And every other Wednesday, I play with Tom, who is our super duper tech, for more different Shadowrun. We at the Geek Forge have just recently launched our digital play planner. It's a fillable PDF, or you can print it out to get yourself organized for your Halloween or cosplay costumes. And it is gender inclusive and size inclusive in its measurement chart because it's skeleton. So if any of those things sound awesome to you, I highly recommend it. We already have a 5-star review on it. It was very
awesome. Roland, how about you?
The moment you've all been waiting for. Me to say, I don't really have much going on. What's up, guys? I'm Roland. You can find me here, mostly. But you know what? Check out Rem Alternis. Also, it's a great community. And become a Rem PC and check out all the shows. Did we do the schedule yet? Are we going to do the schedule for Rem?
Schedule? What do you mean?
Like the show schedule.
Talk about it? Yeah, you can talk about it.
Well, I can't recite it because I, for the life of me, wouldn't remember all the shows and all the times. But you know what? We'll talk about it in a minute, and you should check it out because it's good.
So what's Sunday night, Roland?
Sunday night's like clockwork at a time that I can't remember.
Oh my gosh!
Monday night is Dresden, isn't it? Is Dresden on Mondays?
Monday night is Dresden,
and at a time that I also can't remember.
So you can follow us at twitch.tv/Master of Rem, and we do have a scheduled trailer right there on the channel dashboard so that you can see when we do everything. But yeah, we do Like Clockwork, which is Steampunk Fantasy D&D on Sundays. Monday is Dresden Files Paranormal Albany. Tuesday is Shadowrun 5th edition. Every other Wednesday is Shadowrun 6th edition. Thursdays we're here. Friday, alternating Fridays, we have world building chat and trivia night that you can play in if you join our Discord. And Saturday mornings should be resuming here soon. We were on hiatus, but it's coming back. D&D Episodicals 4, which is Descent into Avernus.
All that stuff, guys.
Thanks, Roland. Great job.
That's a great Curie impression.
Love ya. Bob, how about you?
So I run the aforementioned 5th edition Shadowrun game on Tuesday nights. We're running through the Chicago missions arc. We're in the middle of season 7, where in mission 0704, where our player characters are becoming the ultimate pranksters.
Sounds about right. And
now they're getting paid for it.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. And finally, I'm looking real quick on the fly. So I'm Sarah, or I'm Rem, the CEO of Rem Alternis. You can find us at twitch.tv/Master of Rem for 5 to 6 days a week of streaming and shows. We have a podcast network. We have a YouTube channel and Discord community. So you should join all of those things. And next week we are taking, just kind of an announcement here. Next week we are taking the week off for Shadowrun so that we can play our monthly one-shot show. And we're going to have Gen Con TV's own Sarah from Sarah's Table, Sarah Moore. And she's going to come talk with us with her partner about her first ever Kickstarter that's launching next week for a tabletop RPG called The Crowned, which I'm very excited about. Basically, you play a god of something small and irrelevant, like god of air conditioning, god of carpet, god of depression. I don't know. Whatever you want.
Let's not gloss over this God of air conditioning.
That's a little. Oh.
So we are going to talk all about it for the pre-show, Rules of Cool, and then we're going to play it for the one-shot show. And then Emerald Glitch will be back the following week. And sad announcement is that Randy is actually leaving our cast. He's got other things that he's working on that he needs to do. But we're going to bring in Table Take's own Noir. Noir is going to be joining our cast as a new Decker or Technomancer. We're still working that out. So really excited to cross-pollinate Gen Con TV shows and get some new faces. It's all my news. Oh, and we launch a Kickstarter on Tuesday. We launch one as well. It's Nocturne by Night, which we've talked about before. It is a super villains supplement for Blood and Justice setting of Prowlers and Paragons. So that launches on Tuesday. So you can follow our social medias, get all the links, see all the things happening. There's so much. And yeah, I think that's everything. Do you guys, Tom, do you have anything? Voice of God?
No, everything I've got, you guys have covered already.
Cool.
So, except that next Wednesday, we will be on for Shadowrun Denver. So you get to see the end of something that changes Shadowrun Denver forever.
Ooh.
And to see if the runners do it as the meta says, as the meta plot of Shadowrun says it is, or if they blow the place up.
Cool. Let's go for blowing it up. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week for the One Shot Show. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
See you.